Design tip. I'm going to read this. Design tip. I realized this today. Rules won't always work. Sometimes you have to feel the design. And what looks and feels right may break the rules occasionally. And that is okay. See, here's what I think. It might be controversial. But I think sometimes design is about the feels, right? When you take a look at a piece of design, be it a poster or UI or something, you can tell if it feels right or if something is off. Now, all these rules that you have been taught as a beginner designer or even as a mid-level designer, they are usually established to get you to an end, which is to design a UI that looks and feel good. That is why the rules exist. I'm going to say that one more time so it sticks over here. The rules exist to help you design interfaces or posters or whatever it is you're doing that looks and feels good. Now, sometimes, occasionally, more often than I'd like to admit, following the rules will lead you to a result that doesn't feel good. You look at it and you know that it's off, right? You have perfectly tried to set this design in the 8-point typography system, but then your headers are off. It doesn't feel right. It is in that moment that you have to have the confidence as a designer to go like, you know what? This doesn't feel right. So I want to pursue an idea that actually feels right and make tweaks and changes so you get to something that feels right. Now, the thing that feels right may be completely out of the system, right? It may be that your H1 is now sitting at like maybe 57 pixels, and 57 pixels doesn't necessarily fit perfectly in the 8-point grid system, but that is what feels right. You need to have the confidence to be able to go like, you know what, that feels right. I'm going to keep it like that. And this is really crucial because the rules are only there to guide you. Now, I want to make this very practical, right? Beyond my subjective thought of like, oh, the design has to feel good. There's actual, how dare I say, scientific reasons as to why you need to trust your feel. There is a concept of visual perception, right, in design. And that concept, simply put, is this. Two design elements that are each, say, 450 pixels are not going to look the same if you look at them, right? So if you take a square and a circle, each of those are actually 450 pixels. When you look at the two visually, the square is going to look heavier than the circle, although in fact they are the exact same measurement. To be able to balance this out, you need to make the circle slightly bigger than the square. And then if somebody is looking at them, they can visually feel like these two things are of the same weight or of the same size. And that is really, really crucial because the actual measurement doesn't translate to how we perceive things as human beings when we are looking at them. So beyond just, I guess, the experience that I had of like, sometimes what feels right may break the rules, scientifically, okay, it's been proven. I'm going to put a link in the description to this video to an article that explains it scientifically. The fact that two things are the same size doesn't mean they're going to work. So you need to know that the rules are there to guide you. You need to know that the 8-point grid system, the 8-point typography system, whatever design system you're using, they are there to guide you. But ultimately, you want to create a solution that works. And sometimes that solution feels good, but falls outside of the design system or the rules that you're using, and you should be okay making those decisions. Now, if you're a beginner, I can get it. Like, you don't want to break any rules. You might look like you don't know what you're doing, but the more you do design, the more you realize that you have the liberty to break the rules, right? And in another video in this series, I'm going to talk about how you can actually improve your senses to be able to make decisions on what feels good and what feels right. But for now, I just want to remind you that sometimes it's okay to break the rules, because what actually feels and look good may not perfectly fit within the system, and that is fine. So in your next design piece that you're doing, have this in mind and just give it a shot, see how it goes. Also, let me know down below in the comment section if you've actually tried this before, if you've actually had to work on a project and you had to break the rules somehow to get something that actually works. Let me know in the comment section and we'll chat. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.